Hello everybody and welcome to the Simraceway Sunday race-off. We're here today at the Sonoma circuit. My name's Liam Jenkins. I'll be calling all of the action in this very special weekend. It's the debut of the Simraceway Skill Quant Theory, what we like to call it. So basically what happens is we're going to have a lot more close racing, I suppose you could say. The drivers are really going to start now just to get closer together. So your skill quant that you gain in the quick races will now carry over to Sunday race-offs. So we have 6 races for you today: the 500 to 600, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 9 to 1,000, and then 1,000 to 100. So in theory, the races should be a lot closer, a lot more competitive, and we'll see who gets to where. But now you join us in the lowest skill quant, so the 5 to 600. And you're taking a look at a very special member in our Sim Raceway community, and that is James38. Now, James has been trying so hard to get himself into a Sunday race-off. He's our oldest member, aging at 74 years old. So for him to be able to get himself on a Sunday race-off right here around this circuit and then really start hammering in those times in this late qualifying session, and he could legitimately come home with his first ever Sunday race-off prize, which will be a remarkable achievement for him. So it's absolutely great to see this community branch out to just about every age group possible, and James providing to be no exception for that as he starts his first qualifying lap now, he believes. So he climbs up the all-important first hill. Such a hard way to get the car slowed down again, just about touches the outside. Very tricky corner, especially with this Evo. It's not used to that weight shift, it's a road car, it's not used to the elevation changes which Sonoma provides. As he now flings his way again uphill, the descent's going to begin soon. It's almost like a roller coaster, this circuit. Swings himself down now in towards that very tight quick left right-hander. And then heavy braking once again. And now the descent begins. You can almost tend to breathe a little bit now as a driver. The hard work for the most part in that first sector is done. You've got a little bit of a straight now to an extent to just cool yourself off a bit. Couple of fast apexes and just make sure your car's all set, make sure your mind's in gear as you now snake around and do through that very fluent right-hander, gently kissing the apex, and then begin your run downhill again. So a really graceful circuit. Of course, they're running the NASCAR layout. Through that long right-hander and then in towards the final corner, that very key hairpin. We've seen so many incidents in the past. There also being the entrance to the pit lane, so to be careful not to shoot too wide because we've seen that happen before. However, James does a good job of keeping the car sturdy, and that will bring the car across the line in this, I'm assuming, is going to be his final attempt at a qualifying lap. Crosses the line. There you go. So that is the end of the qualifying session. So James on pole with a 1:39.464, and he'll go into the race sat on his first pole position in a Sunday race-off. Don't forget to get your skill quant up. All you've got to do is go into a quick race and see how you get on. Obviously, the higher you finish, your skill quant will rise. The lower you finish, it will go down. So it really can get quite addicting to try and make sure you get as high as you can. For some bizarre reason, if you want an idea of what mine's at, it's at 938, which if I look at the groups, is actually, I don't think, not that bad at all. Let's take a look. So yeah, I will be in group 2, the 900 to 1000, so I'm quite happy with that. I think that's quite good. So let's go into the quick 1 minute warm-up session then, and now so James is just going to quickly go and probably understandably take a drink, get himself all prepared for the short sprint race round here at Sonoma. So we'll be right back with you in the next 30 seconds or so as we wait for James to rejoin, and then we can get underway this short 6-lap sprint for the 500 to 600 skill quant. Okay, so we're back now for the race. 30 seconds until James 38 will go on his 6-lap spree to try and bring himself home his first win here in a Simraceway Sunday race-off. So the 74-year-old, as we said, very widely respected member of the community as well. A lot of people like him, what he brings to the community. Very respectful, very helpful, very approachable.
Here we go, watch the lights.
And now he's going to try and bring himself his first ever Sunday race-off victory. Something not many people can say they've brought home.
Green flag, hit it.
So James sets off then. We've got green lights, 6 laps of the Sonoma circuit. And he's passed through turn 1. He's, as we say, he's looking fairly confident at the moment. It's just all about now trying to take it in his stride. Pace yourself. It's just you versus the circuit. So we'll see what he can bring as the race wears on. But nonetheless, has to be a very exciting feeling for him right now, leading his first Sunday race off from pole position. And could be, well, taking his first victory. Little bit wide through there, but it's not going to haunt him too much. But a clean start then as he heads his way down now into the second sector. Through the very slow right-hander, gets the car back up to speed again now, slowly on the throttle. He's almost coming towards the end of lap number 1 now, through this tight, almost like that's his section. And then in towards the final corner once again. So James, 1/6 of the way through almost there, and he would have completed one of the 6 laps. And he's definitely on the road to a victory. So down the final straight he comes. So as you say, lap number 1 done. So James, it's got to be said, for a 74-year-old, still probably drives better than I do, which is quite interesting to say that he's always in the wall, and he should be able to keep on going. But yeah, still probably driving better than I do at the moment. Again, it's just trying to keep yourself calm now, bring the car home. And it's gaining confidence with yourself and the car and the track as well. We know how hard he's been working for this. And he's finally been able to achieve himself a Sunday race-off start. So it's all just a case of really bringing the car home. There's no need to start attacking the circuit or trying to get down those sector times. What you've got to do is bring the car home, manage your speed, and make sure you don't do anything too drastic. Well, a very late braking into there, took a much more aggressive line, I think, compared to last time, as he rounds the hairpin, comes through the final corner again, so he will start lap number 3 out of 6. And he really is doing the community proud right now. Anything's possible if you put your mind to it. James really is proving that. He's earned this, he's worked hard for it. And the evidence is that rewarding for him. As you say, he's been working ridiculously hard day and night to try and get his times down to get himself in towards the qualifying session. He got himself through it. He was inside the top 14. He's showed up here today. And he really has improved so much as a driver as well. And again, that's really starting to show today as he's rounding out now the final few corners in the first sector. So he's just trying to really fight through it now, and you can see the thing is now with James's driving is that this is approaching lap number 4, and every time he approaches that turn there right up towards that hairpin, I've noticed this every time as he goes through, he attacks it more aggressively. He's feeling a lot more confident with the car, he's getting faster and faster, he's feeling a lot more patient, and that's it. It's just all about experience for him now. Learning racecraft is a vital skill in terms of being a racing driver. You just ask anyone who races in regularly here in the Sunday race-offs, whether it be Xvarti, Ace Ricola, Lounger, anyone like that, Pilota Pazzo, any one of those regular drivers that show up week in, week out, racecraft is absolutely key. It's not just being fast, it's not just flying your way around the circuit, attacking all the apexes, the mastering a strategy. It's all about racecraft, and that is what James is learning today. He's feeling more and more comfortable with the car, and you can see it in his driving now. He's really starting to just get a little bit more speed around the corners, and the racing line's coming as well. He's really starting to just clip the apexes nicely. He's not bouncing around. He hasn't had an off in a couple of laps either, so you can tell there's confidence through the early couple of corners are starting to build as well. Because there was an incident, I think it was turn 3, lap number 2, and he went a bit wide and made contact with the barrier. Hasn't done it since. And it is what this circuit demands of you as well. Possibly the best, well, one of the best circuits to train and learn a racecraft in that I've seen. It's got everything you need. It's got sharp elevation changes. It's also got those very tight corners. It's got the very quick corners. Corners as well, which I think tempt you to go faster. And if you do it and you do it unsuccessfully, you will end up ploughing into a wall. We've seen that many times before as well, where you can just try and be tempted time after time after time to take it a bit faster. You can see that you feel you can get a bit more throttle on earlier, but it will never quite work, because the more it tempts you in, the more likely that back end is to step out. And that is what James is doing. He's resisting that temptation, especially through turn number 4 and 5, and he just keeps his car firmly planted. He starts the penultimate lap then. Been almost flawless thus far as the oldest Sunday race-off competitor. The oldest Simraceway community member as well, and again that transition, the weight to the car, really trying to back out there. He holds on to it nicely. And again, bringing the car back up the hill for the 5th time today. He really is just taking this in his stride right now, and what a feeling it must be for him. In this day and age as well, computers have changed the landscape and the way we live, and some people get intimidated by it, but James, however not, he wants to embrace his technology. He's here racing today in the Sunday race-off, and it really is just a testament. It does make you so proud to be part of this Sunday race-off community. But through the chicane he goes again, and he'll begin his run down in towards the final couple of corners, and then it will start his final lap of the afternoon, and it'll be job done, and it will absolutely fill him with confidence. I'd love to see the reaction after this and what the community will think as well. We've got 54 people in the chat room right now. I'm sure he would get a pat on the back and a virtual handshake from all of them, because James 38 has worked ridiculously hard for this as he rounds the final corner a little bit wide, but nothing too damaging to his lap time at all.
This is the final lap. Keep it going.
Now you can hear the wise words of John Hindhaugh. Keep it going. And they'll be ringing through James's ears right now as well. One more lap to go. Keep it going. Do not give up, James. You are so close to your first Sunday race-off victory. And he's just almost there. Let's see what he can do. Well, he's gone a little bit wide, but again, nothing too much to worry about, I don't think. Rounds the right-hander. And now this is where James is going to feel more comfortable. It's going to seem like the longest lap of his life. He cannot attack it. He's just going to take it just as he is now. Easy on the brakes. Let the car transition through. And I actually had the pleasure to being a TeamSpeak server when Alan McNish was giving out these driving lessons with these Evos at the Sonoma circuit, and that's what he was saying. It's exactly what James is doing right now. You brake and you roll the car. You do not want to just stamp on the throttle as soon as you brake. The revs will kick up, the back end will step out, and that is what James is doing right now. So here he comes. This is exactly what I was talking about. The speed right hander, let the car roll gently on the throttle there. And again, the prime racecraft lesson in towards the final corner then. James 38, 74 years of age, is going to come across the line. The first ever. He's going to be the oldest pole sitter, the oldest fastest lap setter, the oldest race winner. And now it's all going to come true. James 38, you are a Simraceway Sunday race-off race winner. Congratulations, sir. You've earned it. Massive well done to James 38. He wiggles there. He's happy with that one. A massive, massive well done to James. And that is the end of the first Simraceway Sunday race-off for tonight. We've got 5 more skill quads to go, so don't go anywhere. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this will be racing a bit later on. I really can't wait for this one. The track car and the car combo is really going to be absolutely brilliant. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll see you shortly.